Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us. You know, it's just a few days after Valentine's Day today, and one of our favorite Valentine's Day dishes has always been chicken parmesan from scratch. We did that very early on, and it was something we kind of always like to stick with. Now, we went ahead and celebrated Valentine's Day over last weekend because it was during the week this year, and we obviously are living in two different places during the work week. So we celebrated last weekend, but we made this chicken parmesan from scratch. And as I was, thinking about this, it got me really thinking about how comfort food clutch chicken cutlets really can be. So that's what we're going to get into today, but we're going to do the healthier version. We're going to make them in the air fryer. So stick around and let's get into it. Okay, so you're going to want to grab your chicken cutting board. In our house, that is the white plastic mat here. That's what we use for chicken. Now, you can either cut your chicken really thin on your own. For that, you're going to need a good sharp knife. Now, you see how this is a little bit thick here yet? I do sometimes cheat, and I get chicken milanesa, thin cut chicken, at my local butcher shop, the local store. So I'm going to pull these few pieces out here. I'm going to see what I can use. This one's already pretty thin. I might not have to cut that any further. I'm going to go ahead. I am going to pound it out a little bit. But for some of these, I might need to trim them down to just a little bit thinner. We're not going to use all of these. I've already used a few pieces for my puppy who gets boiled chicken when her tummy is upset. So you really do need a really sharp knife to do this. You kind of want to just be really careful and just run your knife through here lengthwise, and you're just going to thin it out a little bit. And then we're going to grab the meat mallet and thin it out even more. One other thing I wanted to mention, when you go to air fry things, or you want to bread fry things, or even when you just want to fry things in general, remember to not season the chicken itself. If you season the chicken itself, it's going to pull some of the moisture out. And moisture is going to be kind of the enemy of that crispy skin that you're going to look for, whether you're frying or whether you're air frying. So I'm actually going to grab a paper towel. I'm going to pat these dry, and then I'm going to start to use the mallet to flatten them down a little bit further. Once we get them flattened down, then we'll move on to our breading station. All right, ideally now, I have some saran wrap to place over these. I don't have that. I'm just going to be gentle. If you want to tenderize it, you can use the tenderizing one. This one's flat. Just going to pound it down. What we're looking for here is going to be roughly about 1/4 inch or so, something like that. So I already sliced them a little bit thinner, about as thin as I want to, because, I have some knife skills, but I'm a terrible klutz. And I don't even know if I'm going to get them down to 1/4 inch, because when I tend to start pounding and they get kind of thin, they start to fall apart, and I'm not looking for that either. But we want these cutlets to be a little bit thinner because they will cook a whole lot faster that way. We're going to call that good. And I just made a whole lot of chicken splatter on here, so you're going to want to remember, grab some Clorox wipes or something to wipe that down with. Make sure your area is sanitized. And if it should go without saying, but make sure you're washing your hands a lot when you work with chicken. Okay, everybody, again, we're patting the chicken dry to try to help that crust formation as it cooks. In this case, you're going to see I season the flour and panko breadcrumbs liberally, but you're going to need your egg wash station and your breading station. Helpful tip, press that flour and breading into the chicken to try to get a nice, even coat. Okay, I got them on a couple of trays here. I'm probably going to space those out just a little bit more. Give your chicken cutlets, anything you're air frying really, plenty of room. So if now is the time to preheat your air fryer, 400 degrees for 15 minutes is what you're looking for, but preheat your air fryer now, and then once you get these in, be sure to wipe down your counter space. And this is the finished product, everybody. I was going for that chicken cutlet comfort with a healthier lens, using the air fryer and pairing it with some oven roasted vegetables, and then I added a little bit of light salad dressing on the top. I'm still trying to be on my New Year, New You diet. How are you all doing with that? But thanks for joining us today, though. Remember to feed yourself well and live life outside of the work that you do.